In the last videos, if you're watching them in sequence, we talked about a lot of global things, things that are happening on a grander scale. Now I'd like to focus back in on personal stuff. And one of the things that most of your viewers, I'm sure, of is law of attraction. If you're into metaphysics, you have read, I'm sure, dozens of books that are out there on the law of attraction. Before I get into specific questions about things that I would like to ask about the law of attraction, let me ask your source, your friends, to pass along their version of the law of attraction and how it works for us personally.
Okay. The human body sits in the center of the energy that is specific for each individual human, their energy field. The energy field creates the human body. At the center, the core of all of this, sits a battery that creates a magnetic pull on the world around us. At all times, this battery is pulling in information and experiences that mesh with its own vibration. So when a human being is in perfect alignment with itself, the magnet draws towards itself in a very powerful way experiences that feel resonant and powerful, experiences that feel resonant and positive to each person. Right? Does that make sense? When a human being is out of alignment, and when I say that, I mean that their thoughts don't resonate with this battery inside of them, this core energy of who they really are, and the thoughts and feelings are dissonant, this magnet begins to attract towards it experiences and life situations that are also dissonant to the core of the human being. And so it is beneficial to clear the mind and body of negative influences and learn how to connect more and more with core essence. And when that is done, and really that is all that needs to be done, this magnet takes care of everything else. The battery power increases. If you need other words, you can think of prana or chi moving in flow and ease. What happens, the magnet intensifies, pulls into the being all the experiences that work in concert with who they really are.
That's a beautiful answer. I will just ask a question, and I'm going to throw it out there because I've felt it, and maybe I think maybe some of the viewers have felt it as well. The way you express the law of attraction is a little different than what I've read before. It's a beautiful way of expressing it, but it's basically saying the same thing, but in a different way, your way. Is there a piece of the law of attraction, that a piece of information that is being held back on purpose from humanity for some reason? Is there a missing step that perhaps Spirit thinks we're not ready to hear yet?
No, there's no missing step. There's human beings' inability to completely and fully clear the negative influences and stay in alignment for long periods of time. Because being in alignment for 5 or 10 minutes a day during meditation and putting out an intention or a wish, and then never returning to that place for the rest of the day, dilutes that information to a great deal. So, Anthony, specific for you, and this is based on our last recording, if you were more able in this moment to meld your two different worlds of spiritual teaching and spiritual connection and the daily life work, and if you're able to meld them more, your magnetic pull into you of things that you wish and intend for would be far greater than they are when those two worlds are very, very separate for you and only exist in short spurts during your week. Now, there's something else that needs to be said that you may or may not choose to leave on here, which is that your own potential childhood wounding brings you to ask the question in that way. There's a part of you that has learned in this lifetime to assume that you're not being told everything you need to know in order to get the job done. That there's a part of you that feels very much treated differently or singled out in a way where you feel a loneliness, and that is the core underpinning for why you ask the question the way you do.
Understood. And I will leave that in there because I think some people will connect with that as well. And I understand the answer, and I appreciate that. Let me ask a bigger question that relates to our past videos as well.
Mm-hmm.
If we're in complete alignment and say, and I will just put it in practical terms for other people watching this, let's say I want to increase my financial wealth. If it's not in alignment with the intention of your higher self, like if your higher self had an intention to have a lifetime where you lesson about poverty, using an example, and somehow you and use the law of try and build more wealth, how do those things reconcile themselves?
The higher self is never a place of wishing terrible things for the being. And therefore, there's always opportunity and possibility for change and growth. And in fact, many spiritual teachers will remind you that human beings are designed to grow at every new tier that they reach. They want the next tier. And it is not a human experience to agree in one place, one level for prolonged periods of time. So experiencing poverty, for instance, is something that a being can do, and if the lessons of that or the challenges of that are fully realized, and the human does not go into victimization, but stays in alignment with their spiritual path, their own core essence, then they can easily begin to draw in more that will make them happier. Unfortunately, many humans, when experiencing great challenges at a level of survival, become very disillusioned, depressed, angry, and in victim mode, and then they're stuck in an energy field that does not allow that growth. Every person needs to do the deeper work, and I mean deeper work, to identify for themselves what keeps them stuck at the tier that they're in. And that in itself is the lesson, is the place of challenge for each person. Growth is never denied to the person who can attain power over their own thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. Thank you.